This is Total Television. I'm Brian Dolby and I'm reporting from Singapore, where I'm interviewing Mehboob Chowdhury, who is the CEO of Bangladesh operator Citycell. Mehboob, tell us about developing countries in Asia and how they're going to fight and battle to bridge the digital divide.
I think the technology that is happening today is bridging the gap. Let's, for example, LTE, that's evolving now, and we are looking forward to have it deployed in the course of the next 2 to 3 years. When the developed countries like Australia or United States or Kingdom deploys LTE, I think within a year or 6 months, developing countries will be deploying LTE as well. So these are the ways that technology is enabling the emerging markets to bridge the gap between the digital, to rip on the digital dividend. Previously, any technology deployed in the developed countries would take at least 30, 40, 50 or even 100 years. But now it's not, the gap is not there anymore. And this is enabling the emerging markets to close in the gap between the developed markets and the emerging markets.
So this is really a skipping of technology, so to speak.
Exactly. I think there should be countries in the world, especially from the emerging markets in Africa and also in Asia, where the operators will skip 3G and from 2.5G or 2.75G will straight go to LTE. So this is a clear example of how the developing markets are catching up with the developed countries in terms of technology. And obviously technology enhances business, technology enhances development. So that's the reason why I personally feel that with the deployment of technology, the economic development is fastened, the business grows, and nothing can be better. A good business is always good for development.
Absolutely. And so talking of development, what do you see as being a landmark development that's happened already in Asia Pacific?
Well, first of all, let's face it that the largest community in Asia Pacific is in agriculture. And this poor people, poor farmers in Asia Pacific, primarily in the Indian subcontinent and also bits and parts in Indochina, they are harvesting the crops, but they were not getting the right price for it. With the enablement of them through communication, let's say we got a GSM phone now in the local farms of Vietnam or in Laos, Cambodia. They can check the prices with the hubs in the cities and know what is the good fair price a deep farmer should get. And then they can get a right price for their produce. So that's how I find that this is a direct input towards development and fair trading.
And yes, this is probably just the start, because if we look at the future, there must be other initiatives that they'll be able to take, I would imagine.
Absolutely, I fully believe in that. For example, m-commerce is going to happen, B2B and B2C. Soon, I'm sure that the banks will come on board to be a partner with the communication industry so that mobile commerce and e-commerce is more acceptable and widely used. Now, if a farmer, today if you see that there's a huge amount of population of the Indian subcontinent, from Bangladesh for example, we have about 4 million people who are working abroad. And these people send home remittances, which primarily goes to the village. Now, previously the home remittance used to go either through clandestine channel where it was risky, or even if it went through the banking channel, it took about 3 to 4 days and this was expensive. Today, a person who's sending out money from Singapore to Bangladesh village, the family receives the money instantly. He or she gets an SMS in their phone that the money has arrived. And the informal channel is the distribution network of the telcos, which is extensive, is ready to make the payment whenever a customer approaches them with the PIN code or whatever, and the payment is made. You don't have to have the banking system. But the money process, of course, is going through the banking system. The telco distribution is helping to speed up the disbursement of the funds. So these are the benefits that's reaching with the introduction of technology.
And really, at Citycell and being CEO, you must be quite proud to be playing a part in helping the people modernise their communications.
Absolutely. I mean, let's talk when Bangladesh started with the mobile phone. It was in 1998, and the first thing we did is we believed that the village phone concept would be the most striking feature. Communication was not prevalent, so we gave a phone to a village. And this was being run by a lady who was financed under microcredit. So instead of a cow, which was giving her the milk and she'd sell into the market, but there were natural dependencies, in the terms that the cow may fall sick, the yield may decrease, and her income would be affected. But with the introduction of our payphone through these village phone ladies, this was an assured income because all the people in the village used to come to her and make phone calls. So on average, she had a standard, income throughout the day. And if the phone went out, it was under a warranty. It could be replaced or repaired. So the chances of fatality of the animal or the poultry was less. So these sort of things have enabled people to grow their business. The ones we saw who were having microcredits today have come to a stage that they're now small and medium enterprise. So that's the clear input demonstrated and proven that technology, especially in telecommunication, has changed a lot of the people.
Mehboob, it's fascinating to talk to you. Thanks very much for speaking with us this evening.
My pleasure. Wish you all the best.